What else do we have here? Libra plans dollar pegged stablecoin launching in January 2021. What do I have in my notes about this? Okay. So we already said the banks and credit card companies left, whereas independent and powerful tech companies didn't back down. This was a rare moment to see the true divide in the powers that actually run the world. Facebook coin V1 failed and rebranded to Facebook coin V2, Diem, formerly Libra. This is the quiet before the storm. Diem coin is slated to launch in the next 6 weeks if they're going to do it in Q1, and will have more users than the US dollar. 2.2 billion users, y'all. 2.2 billion. I can't believe that number. That's how many it's supposed monthly active users that Facebook has. I believe that's just Facebook, not even counting all their other companies that they acquired. We showed you the white paper. Now we show you the site. Here's the site. No, this isn't. This is the analysis. Maybe I didn't put the site in there. Oh yeah, here, because it didn't show up as a link in my notes. So this is what is Diem. This is a detailed analysis. I'm going to link everything here in the notes after the show. Here's Diem. Welcome to the Diem project. Wow. I can't believe it. All right. We're running out of time to hear my analysis. Okay. So there it is. You guys can see, they've definitely put their stuff out there. They're getting ready to do a launch, right? What does this mean for you? What does this mean for crypto? Okay. My prediction, you heard it here first, is that Diem Coin is going to do an airdrop. They're going to tell you that you need to set up a wallet and that you need to claim your $10 in order to, otherwise it's going to be a limited time offer, right? That would be smart because they've already got the network. Now they're going to need the participation. What this is going to do. Now, I don't know if Facebook is already buying into Bitcoin, but what they're going to do, whether they like it or not, is they're going to get everybody used to the idea of just like setting up a new account, and it's going to bring a lot of people into crypto. It's not going to bring a lot of people directly into crypto, right? Because there's going to be walls put up, right? Every country that Facebook is working with right now, they are worried about capital flowing out of their country and they lose control, right? Because capital is always going to flow to the place where the hardest monetary policy and the most trusted monetary policy is existing, right? With Bitcoin has had to build its reputation up over 12 years for people to trust even the math that they could have seen in the first place. But the people who've known about Bitcoin the longest realize that, oh, the code can be updated. Wow. Okay. So now we have to trust humans again. Oh, oops. We created the same system that we've always had. Wait a second. Oh, what is HEX? Oh, HEX is a cryptocurrency that's literally locked in a block in 2019 of Ethereum. So literally, how are you going to change it? Oh, you're going to remine the entire 7-year, 8-9 years worth of Ethereum? I don't think so. That's called proof of work security, y'all. Like, you're not going to be able to just recreate the code. And then why would we even trust that if you made your own chain, right? So with HEX has better security than Bitcoin. You can go to the new website, hex.com, and learn more about that. And you better believe that, like, Mark Zuckerberg, he was looking at the results of the election, and that's why he said he would launch Diem Coin in Q1 of 2021, is because he had to regroup after the whole Libra association backfired on him, right? And then he had to wait to see who would win the election so he could decide who to pay off. And right now what's happening is the new administration, they are still appointing people to run everything. So Facebook literally has to wait to make sure that they paid everybody off that's going to get in there, right? So that's part of why it hasn't already launched in January. I believe that the Diem network would have launched in January if it wasn't for a change in the election. Like if the sitting president at the time had continued to be, had gotten reelected, then, Diem would have already launched. So Diem's going to be a stable coin, right? And it looks like the government's going to let go through this time. Wow. That should concern you, but also it should get you excited about crypto, because that's where all the money is going to find its way to in the end anyway, right? Facebook is going to break the psychological barrier that people have to creating new networks that, are connected to their banks, but are living totally digital. Facebook is going to pretend like it's using a cryptocurrency, but a cryptocurrency is something where you have privacy, right? That's why it's cryptic, because it uses cryptography. A cryptocurrency, if it's a valuable one, it's probably trying to be decentralized. Decentralization was not the first part of Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't start decentralized. Bitcoin had to try to achieve that, right? And so when Bitcoin was launched, it wasn't decentralized, but it was the first ever digital thing that couldn't be copied. That was out there in the world, right? It was wild. It was living wild in the world. And Satoshi mined the first 1,000,000 coins, and who knows what he did with them, right? Maybe he threw away the key. Maybe he spilled some coffee on the seed words or something, right? Maybe he's Paul LaRue and he's sitting in federal prison right now, undergoing so much torture, or maybe he's just living large and laughing easy. Either way, he's not running his criminal network anymore. And but the bottom line is that Bitcoin, it's still in the wild, trying to find and see if it can be decentralized. And guess what? It was doing pretty well until Michael Saylor bought in, and until Elon Musk bought in, and all these billionaires were like, oh, wait a second. Okay, now we can trust something more than the government that obviously is printing more dollars and not giving us anything to invest in that's going to give us a real return on our value. Bitcoin, all it's doing is polluting the environment, but it is digitally scarce, right? The point of HEX is to not only be better than Bitcoin, but to be better than the best, right? And it's already achieving that, because guess what? No coin even Bitcoin could ever figure out how to distribute its coins fairly or fairer than just the corruption that is built into the system with game theory. Game theory says miners are going to be so greedy that they wouldn't, shoot themselves in the foot, right? Well, what about the people who get coins first? What about the people who come in with the big bucks and they buy? Well, guess what? HEX, you can't come in with $1 billion and buy. You'd push the price against yourself so much you wouldn't end up with more than 80 million 80 million. That's it. That's all the liquidity is. Literally, HEX has been engineered to be decentralized. And right now, is it decentralized? Well, it's pretty decentralized, but it's going to continue to be more decentralized. All these other chains, they're working on how much energy they can burn so, they can be more secure. HEX already has security because it's already locked in a code that's not going to change. So now that that's solved, right? Now that digital scarcity is solved since Bitcoin got invented, what's left? Real decentralization. A billionaire can't come in and buy HEX and own more of it than anybody else, right? But if you're a long-term holder, you can. All you have to do is stake longer than average, and you're going to get 40% APY paid by the origin address, which is literally just a mechanism to distribute the coins more instead of offering them all up front at the beginning so that people could buy them at a low price and then get super rich and then just sell them because why not, right? That's human nature. If you own all the coins, you're going to sell a good amount of them. And that's how it played out with 10,000 cryptocurrency experiments before this one, including Bitcoin. The OA is literally continuing to distribute Genesis coins in a way that rewards people for holding longer. Those people are going to slowly over 15 years, maybe sell a little bit of their interest, but keep holding, continuing to appreciate and understand what they have is the greatest financial innovation in the history of mankind. You thought it was cool when Bitcoin went up 4.9 million X? Yeah, That's 490 million%. You better get ready to see what something that is better can do. All right. And this low liquidity stuff right now, where the price is bouncing around between like 0.7 cents and a penny, 0.2, like, yo, that's not real. That's like literally just low liquidity. That's noise in the system, faking people out, shaking out weak hands. And then boom, if you wanted to make a big move, you're going to have to push the price up. There's no other way. And who else? Like, even if you push the price against yourself, what do you think is going to happen? More people are going to pile in after you. People are going to hold stronger because they are the strongest hands, and because people hold more when the price goes up. Even though you shouldn't necessarily do that. So that's what's going to happen, because you're not, if you really understand HEX, why are you going to say no to pushing the price against yourself and then getting 40% to 60% APY from the Genesis coins, appreciating that? What is Bitcoin going to do for you? I went back and I've studied the numbers. There's still right now, and rarely do I think that there will ever be a time when it was better to do anything else other than buy HEX. If I had held on to my Uniswap tokens instead of, which are now, they went up like what, 3x, 4x, went from like 3,000, or I don't know, it went from 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 up to like 10,000. Like, look at the accounts where my friends created, where, I spent a little bit of money on HEX cameos. But if you look at the accounts of people who just bought HEX and staked it long, like, they're already doing better. They already have $12,000 worth of HEX. When I go back and look at Bitcoin, if I sold Bitcoin, now Bitcoin is up so much, oh, I feel like I'm missing out. Go back and study the numbers. It's still doing better. Even if you buy tops in HEX, you're still doing better a lot of the times if you just wait, if you just have a little bit of patience, right? And so that's really, it feels good to go back and know that you made the right decision up until now. You know that the future isn't certain, but you know that the code is certain. You know that the principles of mathematics, they're going to continue to operate. And that fourth dimension that you're figuring out faster than anybody else, how to send your future self money through time.